Hello and welcome to another episode of Mocha Latte After Dark. I am your host JJ Fitzgerald, and today's topic is I'm tired of being a seat filler. For those of you who don't know what a seat filler is, have you ever watched an award show and noticed that there are never any empty seats? Well, that's because they hire people to be seat fillers. So if anyone gets up from their seat, particularly celebrities, they have someone come and sit down until that person comes back. I'm tired of playing that role in relationships with men. So I'm always that person who is the interim person. I'm kind of like, do you remember the scene from Bohemian Rhapsody when Mary was talking about she's whatever, but guys say that she's this and she's that, but well, I feel like her. I'm always in these relationships in which I am so wonderful, but no one wants to commit to me. I think a big part of it is because I give too much of myself and I don't ask for much. I have a tendency of coddling men. I have a tendency of just being concerned about their well-being and making sure that they're taken care of and they are okay and they feel good. And I've always assumed the role of someone like a mother, a lover, a problem solver, a spokesperson, business manager. Like, I try to wear all kinds of hats when I'm involved with someone, but it's always to my detriment emotionally. Last year, I had a situation in which someone I was seeing off and on for a few years got married on me. And I have another podcast in which I talk about that scenario. It just really opened my eyes and made me realize that, okay, you have to stop selling yourself short, essentially, and you need to get serious here and not allow people to put you in a place in which you're not okay. And I realized that was what I had been doing. And you know what Einstein said about basically doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, that was a sign of insanity. So I just said, okay. After that happened, when that guy got married on me, I was devastated naturally. And the thing was, he was still trying to maintain a relationship with me without telling me that he got married. I say it was the Holy Spirit that basically said, listen, look at the marriage records and the state that he lives and see what is going on. We were actually about to go to the movies. We were about to have a whole date. And I was all excited. And then I did that. And there he was. And he tried to deny it. He tried to tell me he didn't love the woman. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. But anyway, I digressed. But yeah, it was devastating to me. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not done with being a nice person, but I have now decided to set boundaries with people and only do the things that are not going to be a detriment to me emotionally and mentally. So the first thing that I did was I became celibate. So it's been over almost a year and a half now. And one thing for me, when I become, and I've done this before, when I become celibate, it provides clarity for me and wisdom. Things are definitely a lot more clearer. I'm not in this fog called love, so I think things through much better. And I'm also able to set boundaries with people much better for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm pissed that I haven't had sex. I don't know. I'm able to just be of more like sound mind. And so that was the first thing that I did. And one thing I also noticed when I go celibate, I usually have more opportunities. For example, last year, I'm an actress. Well, one of the many things that I do. But that's like my thing. Like, that's my happy place. That's like something that I would love to do and like really be able to make a living from it. Right now, I don't. So I do other things too, photography and voiceover work. other stuff to basically supplement my life. But last year, 4 months after I basically became celibate, I booked a movie which is supposed to come out. Well, it was supposed to come out this year, but I don't think that's going to happen. But at any rate, I feel like I get more blessings when I'm celibate. And I don't know if it's just a coincidence. I've been auditioning like crazy this summer, much more this summer than last summer. There's a lot of projects coming through where I live. So yeah, that was one of the things that I did. And I take an approach now with men where it's like, I'm not a bitch and I'm not bitter or anything like that, but I make it very clear as to what I desire. Essentially, if you don't want to comply with that, because I feel like what I desire is it's not crazy. I don't have like these crazy expectations, but I want someone who wants to be monogamous. And when I say monogamous, I mean monogamous globally, not just when you're with me, but globally. So if you're in my city and we're together, you're monogamous to me. If you're in some other city, you're monogamous to me. Like, I want that exclusivity and that monogamy. And a lot of men these days don't seem to want that. I think because there's so many options. And I feel like men feel like, especially on these dating apps, which I'm so sick of, I feel like they think they're one swipe away from perfection. Or is it this way? Whichever way. I feel like they think they're one swipe away from perfection, and therefore they don't want to commit to one person because they think they're going to miss something. It's kind of like a kid who doesn't want to go to sleep. They want to stay up. They think they're going to miss something, and it's like, no, just go to sleep. So I think that that's how a lot of men see things these days. I don't want to be a seat filler. And ladies, you don't be a seat filler. And guys too, like, don't be the seat filler. Take your power back. And I'm not saying don't be nice, but set boundaries. That is the gist of this. Set boundaries. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Mocha Latte After Dark. I am your host, JJ Fitzgerald. Have a wonderful everything and be true.